Okay, that was fun. Uh, Welcome. As people join, they can go back and watch this from the beginning. So we'll just start right off, and as people join us, then they can jump into the comment section to add any questions they may have. So let's start off with, well, let me introduce myself first. For those who don't know, I am Brian Palmer. I'm Executive Director at Ethereal Just Arts Council. And today we are here to meet Ryan, who is the director for our upcoming production of The Reluctant Dragon. On that note, Ryan, if you would take a few minutes to tell us about who you are, what your experience is, and any training that you might have.
Okay. Well, I'm Ryan. Originally from North Carolina. I've been in Ohio for about 3 years ish. As far as theater experience goes, I've been doing theater since I was a freshman in high school. I've done about 140 shows since then. This is kind of my debut with directing. I've directed back when I was in school, but never for like a main stage theater company. That's very exciting. As far as training goes, I haven't really had much formal training. It's really kind of just been doing shows and learning as I go. I went to school for musical theater performance, but I didn't stay in school very long. So there wasn't much training there. But other than that, that's really about the extent of my experience has just been performing and learning theater from the actor's side. I feel really does help give you an idea of how to direct better.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Personally, I don't have much formal training in theater outside of like high school and a couple college classes. But yeah, spending lots of time in community theater, you do learn a lot of, it's more like on the job training in how theater works, um, and from an actor's perspective, learning like what you like in a director and being able to use those things in being a director yourself. So who are the members of your production team? Who are you working with
So
to
far,
put this
I know.
production forward?
So I haven't gotten to meet my whole team yet, I don't think.
Oh, sorry. I
Some
hit the wrong
technical
button. There
difficulties.
you go.
I know we've got Arizona Ham as our stage manager. I haven't gotten to work with her much. I know she was in All the World's a Stage, which was the Ethereal Jest summer festival piece. I worked with her a little bit then. She was really cool. I'm excited to work with her some more. I know we've got Travis Williams is our scenic designer. I've already got some ideas for the set that I'm excited to talk to him about and kind of get the ball rolling there. And the only other person I know of, we've got Jamie Watkins doing our props. Seems to be the resident Ethereal Jest props manager.
And we also have Amy Gross Close working on costumes for it. So a nice, well-rounded team. A lot of Ethereal Jest staff members handling the majority of the production stuff. I'm very excited to get to have Arizona back. Like you mentioned, she was a part of our festival and fair production this summer, and she's actually from my alma mater, well, my high school alma mater, and it's really exciting to get to work with someone who went through the same high school theater program that I did. So with The Reluctant Dragon, can you tell us in your own words, like, what is the story about, both plot-wise and what you're wanting to do with it?
So, very basically, the plot is you have a small village of Gildemir, and the villagers blame all of their issues, whether that be missing sheep or soured milk, things like that. They are putting that blame on a dragon that has just moved in near the village. Um, Then you have a small child, Glaston, who is knowledgeable about dragons, loves the lore about the battles and the knights and all that. So Glaston goes to inspect and see what he can see with the dragon, only to find that the dragon is not this fearsome beast. It is a peaceful, lazy, reluctant dragon who doesn't really care much about the pillage and plunder and would rather just sip tea and recite poetry. And because the villagers blame all of their issues on this dragon and all of the struggles facing their village, they want a saint or a knight to come and kill the dragon. So Glaston and the dragon kind of have to work through how to convince the rest of the village that he is a nice dragon and should be allowed to stay. It's a very simple show, but I think just digging a little bit deeper, the underlying concepts are that of kind of the dangers of prejudice. All of the villagers have this idea already that dragons are violent, horrific beasts, and the reluctant dragon challenges that. Even though the dragon is very peaceful and kind, the villagers let their fears and their prejudices push them to violence and panic. And I think that's kind of the deeper conceit of the show.
Cool. So that it's one of my favorite shows that we've produced, and I'm personally am very, very excited. Not only just because it's a great, fun, family-friendly story, but just there's a dragon, and who doesn't love dragons? And he's a very snarky, very funny character too. So taking the story and putting it into your own perspective, what is your concept for the show? What is the framing device? What is your take on it that would be different than we might see if someone else were directing?
So my concept is going to be, the story is going to be told through the lens of kind of like a bedtime story, children's story. Let's see, I mean, I'm talking characters in pajama-inspired outfits and costumes, sets made out of pillows and blanket forts. I think it's very much a piece that it's told very similar to all of the classic children's stories that I grew up reading and a lot of people my age grew up reading. Fantasy knights and dragons and little English villages. And I think putting that in the context of a bedtime story, with almost like you would see kids acting it out themselves, telling each other the story while using a blanket as a toga or a sash. That's kind of the idea that I'm going for. Very silly, very whimsical.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. I always enjoy a show that allows the audience to kind of be kids and just enjoy the fun of storytelling.
That's something I was thinking about. It would be fun to invite audience members to wear pajamas to the show.
Yeah,
make it like a, what's the word, slumber party type of theme.
Yeah, that would be really, make it a little more immersive than like a traditional show.
Absolutely.
That's very cool. So you've told us about your concept for the show. What would you say is the theme or the main message that you want audiences to leave with after having seen it?
Going back to what I was saying about, I feel the show is deeper meanings. It kind of is about prejudice. And I want, through this fun, silly, lighthearted show, I want people to also kind of inspect their own prejudice and maybe leave the show thinking, I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. Um, I feel like we all have kind of inherent biases and prejudices that we might not even realize. Uh, and it's good to examine those and kind of get to the heart of why we feel that way. Because again, going back to the dragon, the humans in the story very much have a reason to be afraid of dragons. Like it's not coming out of nowhere, but they allow that prejudice again to push them towards violence against this very peaceful, loving creature. Um, so I think that is what I think the story is about: is examining those prejudices and maybe learning to be more accepting and less judgmental of each other.
Yeah. So before we move in to start talking about auditions, if anyone would like to learn more about the play itself, again, it's Reluctant Dragon, you can go to dramaticpublishing.com, which is the right holders website, look it up, get a synopsis. You can even read an excerpt from the script, and you can see more details about the script in the show itself. So with that in mind, if someone does like really enjoy the idea of this story and they would like to be a part of the show and audition for it, what are the auditions going to be like for the Reluctant Dragon?
Yeah. So the main idea with the auditions, or I guess the main word that I want the auditions to be described in, is fun. This is, like I've been saying, a very silly, very lighthearted show. So I want the auditions to reflect that. I want it to be very lighthearted. I don't want anybody to come in nervous or scared, because one thing you learn after doing a ton of auditions is that the audition people, the people judging you, aren't there to judge you. They want you to do well. They want you to have a good time. And it's also kind of selfish. I'm going to be there all day, and I would like to have a good time. So the way the auditions are going to work, we're going to be running in groups, no more than 10 at a time. We will start with a simple improv game. I haven't quite decided what games yet. We'll figure that out when we get there. But that's just to give you a chance to kind of get warmed up, loosened up a bit. Another thing with the improv game is that a lot of the humor in this show revolves around some ensemble acting and working off of each other a lot. So I want to be able to see that through the improv game of kind of some chemistry. How are you with working with other people and playing off of what someone else has just said? Then after the improv game, we will move into some cold reading of the script. Again, to really see how you fit in the roles. But I do want to ensure that everyone gets the opportunity to read.
Yeah. It should be fun. And I will say that, at least with Thuriel Jest, we do try to keep the audition process as stress-free as possible. I mean, it'll never be 100% stress-free, but we want those who audition to enjoy themselves and enjoy the experience. It's extremely stressful with just the not knowing and especially if there's a character that you really click with, and just the wait after auditions to find out if you're cast in what roles. That as much as we can, we want to make it as pain-free of an experience and as enjoyable of an experience as we can. And I definitely am excited to see the auditioners and how they play in the games and how they read for the characters. So after we get through auditions, which auditions are December 16th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and December 17th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. Which, if you are interested in auditioning, you can access the information on Facebook. On our Facebook page, we have the event set up, and then on our website, we also have the information as well. And then after the 2 days of auditions, Will you have callbacks? And if you do, what would the callbacks be like?
So I just was checking something on the calendar. I think the auditions are the 14th and 15th.
Oh, yes. Sorry. 16th and 17th was for the show we're currently working on. It was November 16th and 17th. Thank you for correcting me. So
Yeah, December 15th or 14th and 15th.
Yes, the 14th and 15th. But same time. Saturday is from 10 to 2 and Sunday is from 4 to 8. Thank you for correcting me on that. Too many dates in my head. So again, if we have callbacks, what would they be like?
So I don't intend to have callbacks. If they are needed, they will be on Monday the 16th, immediately after auditions. For that, I typically will just do more cold reads. But if you're getting called back, it's for a specific reason, or I wanted to see you read this specific part. So you will have an idea. I will give you an idea of what you'll be reading before you ever go in. But it will just be more reading.
Mm-hmm. And I will say, for most of the shows that Ethereal Jest has produced, we've not really ever needed or used callbacks. We do put them on the calendar just in case they're needed, but most of the time we haven't needed them in the past. We also will let anybody who auditions know at auditions that if you do receive an invite to callbacks, it will include the date, time, and location. But if you do not receive an invite to a callback, it doesn't mean that you haven't been cast. It doesn't mean that you're not going to be offered something. It just means that we've seen everything that we need to be able to make our decision.
I'm probably already impressed with you.
Yes, yes. And the Ethereal Jest standard timeline for auditions are the actual auditions are Saturday morning, Sunday evening. Everyone who auditions will receive an email that will let them know that they've been offered a part or that they have not. But everyone is communicated. And the deadline for those emails are Wednesday morning by 8 a.m. Now, some of the emails may go out early so we can start getting yeses. So that way we don't have to send someone a no and then go back and try to say a yes. So emails will start going out before then, but the deadline that if you have not received an email one way or the other by 8 a.m. on Wednesday, then reach out because something might have happened. But all of the notifications will go out by that time. And then the final cast list will be posted on all of our social media channels Friday morning at 8 a.m. So after we post it on Friday, then everyone who's cast and not cast can feel free to discuss it publicly after that. But we want to make sure that we get the opportunity to speak with every person individually first before any communications, any discussion has begun in the public sphere. Is there anything else you'd like to add about the timeline of notifications?
No, I think that about sums it up.
Cool. So moving on, for those who have auditioned and they get cast, when do rehearsals begin and what will the rehearsal process be like?
So the first rehearsal is looking at January 6th at 6:30. That'll just be the first read through, very simple. We come in, read the show, maybe have a little bit of a discussion about what's going to happen. Then we all go away, as you like to say. As for the rehearsal schedule, what I'm planning to do is rehearsals Monday through Thursday from 6:30 to 8:30. Now, as with most shows, towards the beginning, it'll just be whatever scene we're working on that night. If you're not in that scene, you are not called. You don't have to be at rehearsal. Then, of course, closer to performances, we'll start running whole acts, the whole show. So everyone will need to be there. But for the first bit, I don't want people to get worried about having Monday through Thursday rehearsal every day for 2 months. We're not trying to take up all of your time.
Very true. Fantastic. Is there anything else that we haven't talked about that you'd like to let people know?
I don't think so. I think that covers everything I've got written down.
Fantastic. So for anyone viewing, and even if you're viewing this after the live stream has ended, this will stay up on our Facebook page until auditions have concluded. So if you have any questions, if you're watching this after it's no longer live, still add those questions into the comment section, and we will get the answers back to you. You can also, just a second. You can also send any questions to the email address on the screen, info@etherealjust.com. And I monitor that email all day, every day. So I can get any answers you may have to any questions you may have as quickly as possible. On that note, thank you so much for joining me today, Ryan. I'm very excited to finally get started with this project. If I remember correctly, next Saturday, Saturday 7th, December 7th, from 2 to 4, and there should be a Facebook event. If there's not, I'll create one this weekend. We will be having what we call our audition seminars. So this is for anyone who has never auditioned before and wants to practice, or if you're someone who gets nervous at auditions and you want to do like a practice run and get some feedback on your auditions. That's what the audition seminar is for. Also, if you're auditioning for a show that is not The Reluctant Dragon and you just want practice auditioning, you are more than welcome to attend. It's a free event. We do it at the Ethereal Jest Studios. Like I said, that's next Saturday from 2 to 4. And with that, again, thank you for joining me, Ryan, and you have a great day, and everyone else out there have a good day as well.
Come audition for my show.
Yes, please.
Okay, bye.
Where did my mouse go? Stuck on my tablet. Ah, there it is.